rise for the Honorable Judge Carroll. In the matter of Ben Harrison versus Maxine Bell, case number 6 of 2024. Come forward. Take the Bible, sir. I want you to repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God.
I swear by Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give.
That the evidence I shall give.
Concerning this matter.
Concerning this matter.
Between both parties.
Between both parties.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Give the Bible, sir. Thank you. Mom, I want you to take the Bible. I want you to repeat after me, Mom. I swear by Almighty God.
I swear by Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give.
That the evidence I shall give.
Touching and concerning this matter.
Touching and concerning this matter.
Between both parties.
Between both parties.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, Mom.
All right, you can take your places, please, at the podium. Thank you. All right, I have the matter with Ben Harrison and Maxine Bell. Mr. Harrison, you are the plaintiff. This is your case?
Yes, Mom.
All right. Do you want to, is your full name Ben Harrison?
Yes, Ben Harrison.
Where do you live, sir?
I live in Coral Harbor, Mom.
And what is your occupation?
My occupation, I am a pilot at Bahamas Air.
Okay. How long have you been a pilot?
I've been a pilot for about 8 years now, Mom.
Okay. All right. And how long have you lived in Coral Harbor?
10 years.
All right. And so tell me, why have you brought this case against Miss Bell?
Oh, yes, Mom, Your Honor. Well, apparently Miss Bell just moved in about 2 weeks ago. And she has brought 3 dogs, Your Honor. 3 dogs that continuously bark every night. And for the last 4 nights, Your Honor, I was unable to sleep. I am a pilot and I'm sleep deprived. I work a 16-hour-a-day shift, Your Honor. And I've told Mrs. Bell time and time again, if she can remove her dogs at least to the back of the property, or maybe in a home. That way I may get some sleep that I can do my job properly.
Okay, you say she moved there about 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks, Mom.
And has how many dogs?
3 dogs, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any dogs in your yard?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you say you've lived there for 10 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else in the neighborhood have any dogs?
Not to my knowledge, Ma'am. Not that I can hear.
I see. Okay, how do you know how many dogs she has?
Because I asked, okay, time and time again, when I come to my home,
Yes.
I walk through the front of the yard, and the dogs are just running around the yard, Your Honor. 3 pot cakes.
And where is her house in relation to where you live, where your house is?
Oh, so as you come through the corner, she
Yes.
is right next to me on the right-hand side.
Okay, what size? She's in a house or a duplex. Are you also in a house or a duplex?
I'm a home, 3-bedroom home.
Okay, so where is? I'm trying to understand. So she has these dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
You're working a 16-hour shift.
Average.
Average. Okay, so where? How is it that you hear the dogs at night? Where does she keep the dogs, I guess, is what I'm asking you.
That is a good question, Your Honor. She keeps the dogs right alongside the fence of my yard and her yard. So the only thing that's blocking us is one fence.
Right.
So the dogs are kept there on a leash, just barking all night long, Your Honor.
I see. Miss Bell.
Yes.
Let me see what you have to say about this matter. Why you have these, he says that you have these dogs and they're barking all night. Tell me your side of the story, please.
Yes, first of all, I know he's a bit uncultured, as you can see. I have 3 beagles, beautiful dogs, lovely.
What kind of dogs, sorry?
The beagles.
We have those here? I didn't know
We
people in the
do,
Bahamas
yes.
had beagles.
You know, Facebook Marketplace has a lovely selection of dogs, only the best for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have Lexi, Lynx, and Lookie. Wonderful
Lexi,
dogs, yes, yes. And you know, I never had this issue at Serenity Gardens. You know, stay in Western area, and it was wonderful. But anyways, Mr.
So you
Harrison.
keep the dogs stay in the yard at all? I mean, they don't go in the house, or you?
No.
They just stay outside.
They do.
But aren't they kind of expensive dogs to keep in the yard? You're not afraid of
Yes.
somebody gonna take them?
No, I actually have a nice playpen selection for them. They can just kind of run around, play with the balls. And you know, their barking is like playtime. They connect with the other dogs. There are other dogs. Yes.
There are other dogs,
There
you say?
are other dogs, yes.
Oh, so, and how far away where are those dogs kept? I mean, who, in terms of the houses that are there?
Along with the houses, I would say about a corner down, only because Lynx likes to really howl with them. It becomes a little bit of a chorus sometimes, but it's the way that they communicate.
Do you hear the dogs at night?
I do, yes. But you know,
But they
I'm
don't
used
bother
to
you?
them.
Your
No.
dogs don't bother you when they sing and howl at night?
No, it's honestly not that often. And I'm used to them. They're my
When you
babies.
say, sorry to cut you off, ma'am, but when you say not that often, because Mr. Harrison says they are howling all night through the night. Now you're telling me that they don't howl that often. So what are you describing as not that often?
Coming up on Justice with Judge Carroll.
Has anyone in the neighborhood spoken to you about these dogs?
Well, Your Honor, I have tried to get a petition.
I'm a very
is so good about the
pleasant,
morning?
polite person. I say good morning.
Oh, you put it on good, honey. You put it on
Yes,
good.
thank you.
Miss Bell?
Justice with Judge Carroll is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, and more reliable. Together we are unstoppable. Switch today. To get your case heard, call 242-445-4955 or email us at info@judgecarroll.net.
Justice with Judge Carroll.
Do you work days or nights?
I work days.
So you are at home in the nighttime.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Let me ask you something else then. Has he spoken to you about the dogs and the barking?
Not at all, which is why I was really surprised that I'm here today.
He hasn't. Come on now. Sure. He hasn't said to you, you know, Miss Bell, these dogs are keeping me up at night. This is a problem for me. He hasn't spoken to you. You haven't spoken to her?
If I may, Your Honor,
Yes.
I have spoken with this young lady numerous of times, but every morning she just brushes me off. Just with a hail and a good morning, but my morning is not so good. Reason being, she says for her, the dogs barking are playtime.
Yes.
When it's nighttime for me, when I'm trying to rest, it's playtime for the dogs.
You can get some earplugs.
Oh,
I can show you a
playtime.
nice link on Amazon.com. You can
Oh, a
find.
link.
Yes.
Your Honor,
I
if I
don't
may.
know that. You see, I don't know that it's reasonable for you to tell him that he should get earplugs.
Thank you so much.
I mean, you know,
Thank you, Your Honor.
and I don't even understand. You have the dogs, they're barking all night. They don't bother you.
Not at all.
Has anyone in the neighborhood spoken to you about these dogs?
Well, Your Honor, I have tried to get a petition for my
I
other
see.
neighbors, but they seem not to want to get involved because they want to play the nice neighbors kind of thing. But for me personally, as a pilot, I cannot take it anymore. So I have a complaint that I have given to the police station of a
Let me
warning.
see it, please, officer. You can, Mr.
Now, it
Bailiff.
was to my knowledge that the only thing I can do is file a complaint of nuisance. Because the dogs, and Your Honor, I must say the smell in the morning, Your Honor, is just, I don't know. I don't
Absolutely
know
not.
what she does with the dog mess, but she refuses to clean it up. So every
Nope.
morning I gets up, and the first thing hitting my nose is dog crap.
No.
Excuse my French, Your Honor.
So, I have another question for you, Mr. Harrison. I mean, I'm getting very concerned now. We do have the problem of noise. I do understand, you know, it seems like it's a thing in the Bahamas where in certain neighborhoods there's a lot of howling of dogs at night. But I think it's one thing when it's from a distance. It's another issue altogether when they are right next door.
Thank you.
You know, that seems like it's bordering a little on, it's bordering more on the area of the legal nuisance as opposed to just kind of a thing that happens within the community. And, you know, I'm also concerned because you don't seem to have that sort of, you don't appear to have any sensitivity for Mr. Harrison.
None. And every morning it's good morning, but I'm
a very
what is so good about the
pleasant,
morning?
polite person. I say good morning.
Oh, you put it on good, honey. You put
Yes,
it on
thank
good.
you.
Miss Bell,
Yeah.
you can, there's a difference between being pleasant and polite, but also having that sensitivity to your neighbor, right? And so what I'm trying to find out from you, besides recommending to him that he should get earplugs, which is kind of a demonstration of not sensitivity. It's more of a demonstration of you know, don't care fied kind of thing. Well, he could do whatever he wants because they're my dogs. So let's see if we can find a way to resolve this matter without having to resort to, you know, petitions for, for nuisance and, you know, complaints. Because your neighbors, I imagine you plan to be in that neighborhood for a while. You've been there 2 weeks, you said?
Absolutely. I love it there. Absolutely love it there. And I do take care of my dogs. That scent you smell
Yes.
is not their poop. Okay?
Ooh.
I take very good care of them. I love them. They're my babies. My babies. I do, Your
But the
Honor.
nose
I
don't
mean,
lie.
I imagine if they are, if you got the expensive dogs that you got online, beagles, you say, I am
Yes.
sure you, I would trust that you take good care of them. So let's have some, you know, the common law of the Bahamas
Yes, ma'am.
places certain obligations on people to respect their neighbor and their space and their property. So we have the common law in the Commonwealth, and I want to see some common courtesy extended from one neighbor to the other. So what do you think you can do before I get to the point of having to drop the gavel, make an order? Mr. Harrison, please. We're trying to be civilized in this civil place.
I apologize.
What do you think that you can do to help to resolve this matter before I get to the resort of saying, well, you ought to pay him compensation?
Oh, no. No. Don't get too happy.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Carol.
They want to really play with each other, but also the other dogs and start the whole little choir with the howling.
I would have to make an order of damages for you to pay Mr. Harrison some money.
Justice with Judge Carol, brought to you by Shop Smart. Shop early, shop often, shop smart. Love the show and want to sit in on the action? Call 242-445-4955 or email info@judgecarol.net. Justice with Judge Carol.
I agree, Judge. I think that I can bring them in at night in the home and keep them comfortable. Because, you know, the more they're outside, they want to really play with each other, but also the other dogs and start the whole little choir with the howling. We can avoid all of this. I can bring them inside, make sure that they're safe and sound, and I will monitor to see if there's any form of noise. and we can go.
Very
from there.
good, very
Yes.
good. Well,
Yes.
we'll look at that.
Awesome.
I am so impressed with you, ma'am, because, you know, that impression that I had from you at the beginning, that you said that you were very calm and you were polite and civilized, I'm happy to see that side of you come out, because I was concerned that we were going to get to a place where perhaps I would have to make an order of damages for you to pay Mr. Harrison some money
Oh, no.
for
Can't have
the loss of sleep that he has experienced. But if you are, do you think you are satisfied with that, Mr. Harrison? She says she'll bring the dogs inside.
Your Honor,
I know that takes care of the future concern, hopefully.
hopefully.
What is your view of
Let's
that?
get back to the past, because, Your Honor, now that you said there's compensation, you said it was, I had to call into work 2 nights, at least two days, sorry, 2 days out of the week, because I was so sleep deprived. Now, would you think she would be able to compensate me for those 2 days that I missed at work?
And what is the amount of that compensation? I'm not saying that yes or no at this point, but what are you saying is the amount of the compensation you're asking for?
Is pain and suffering included? With pain and suffering and the daily
Now,
wages.
Mr. Harrison, hold up, because I think now you're running away. You're getting carried away,
Maybe.
right? I wasn't asking you about that to give you ideas to cause you to try to see how much money you could get out of Miss Bell.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What you complained about was your concern that you couldn't get sleep because the dogs were howling all night. Now we have arrived at a point where she has expressed her willingness,
Understand.
you know, albeit it took us a few minutes to get here, but she has expressed her willingness to say, take the dogs inside. I don't know why you couldn't just do that at the beginning, but anyway, the point being now that is looking forward.
Forward.
Okay? And I suppose also to ensure that she actually does it, I would be willing to entertain from you an application for some form of compensation for the discomfort and inconvenience and interruption of your enjoyment of your home where you've lived for the past 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
That's reasonable,
Yes,
right? But now, I don't want to go overboard with
I
that.
understand.
But it also will be a way of ensuring that she does actually bring the dogs in at
Yes.
night. So please, let me know in terms of your 2 days, and then let's see if we can resolve that part of it as well.
Yes, ma'am. That'd be greatly appreciated, Your Honor. Greatly appreciated.
How much are you asking, sir?
Just a sum of $250 a day. I'll say about 500 should do. 500
$250
a
per day
Yes, ma'am.
for the 2 days that
Yes,
you had to
ma'am.
miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting.
Miss Bell?
It sounds reasonable.
Thank
Oh,
you.
wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, then. So the order of the court is in respect of the nuisance that was caused over the 2 weeks since you arrived. You will pay Mr. Harrison the sum of $500 for his past, for the past nuisance and inconvenience. And moving forward, I don't have to make an injunction because you will bring the dogs inside in the evenings, thereby allowing him to continue to have his rest.
Yes, Your
That's what I call a great resolution. The order of the court, judgment for the plaintiff in the sum of $500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
All rise.
This court stands adjourned.
This court is now adjourned.
The judge could not made a better decision. I really must say she did a great job, and I appreciate the way she got me compensated for my sleep deprivation and my missing my work. So now me and the defendant now have a great relationship.
First of all, I would like to say that I never experienced this at Serenity Gardens, okay? Classy. My dogs, top tier, top tier. I felt insulted that Ben thought that I didn't take care of my dogs. Like they were loud and boisterous. But anyways, fine. He'll get his little $500, whatever.
Now, this case was a classic example of how a good night's sleep can make or break a peaceful neighborhood. In today's episode, we had a young pilot desperate for rest and 3 dogs next door who clearly didn't get the memo. And while I love animals just as much as anyone, there has to be a balance between being a proud pet parent and being a respectful neighbor. The takeaway here? Whether it's barking dogs, loud music, or even that one neighbor who insists on mowing the lawn at sunrise, we all have a role to play in keeping the peace. A little communication, a little courtesy, and maybe a few training sessions for your furry friends can go a long way. Because let's be honest, no one wants to end up in court over a lack of sleep. Until next time, stay kind, stay respectful, and I'll see you on Justice with Judge Carol.